How do you personally react to Angela Rayner talking about some of the Tory leadership as being scum, homophobic, racist and what have you, and then Sir Keir saying, and we'll hammer the private schools, take away their charitable status to help working class people, as you've just described in Birmingham and elsewhere?
Well, first of all, I think most working people won't see any great offence in Angela calling Boris a scum. It's something that is colloquially used in the workplace, on the shop floors. As I've been through the shop floor in Birmingham in the West Midlands, you might call somebody a wally. Further up in the north, you might call them scum. If you go up to Scotland, you might call them a scumbag. And so these are things that working people use to say somebody's a bit silly, bit of a wally, somebody who doesn't deserve the respect for what the position they hold. And I think this is part of the problem also, is that sometimes we're playing towards a different agenda where people who are less perhaps educated, working in a different environment, can't even use the dialect that they want to use without offending somebody. So I think that's a really important issue for us to look at as well.
I'm going to press you on that because I love language and I love vernacular and what have you. But if you put scum in the same breath as homophobic, racist, it's not the same as saying, oh, he or she's a bit of a wally. It's saying something profoundly unpleasant about that person. It's scum of the earth. That's not on for the deputy leader of a party that wants to form a government in this country.
Look, she feels very strongly about what Boris has done and some of the vernacular that he has used, particularly in relation to Muslim women and lots of other people. And she feels very strongly. She's quite happy, as she said, to see Boris and have a face-to-face with him. And if he's prepared to apologise for the language that he's used, she's prepared to apologise for the language that we use. And I think, again, what we're doing is we're getting hung up on the people who are actually the people who work on the shop floor, people who work in the streets, people who work in warehouses. Those people are the important people. And we can't just turn around and say, well, this sounds a bit nasty to you. But that's a normal language that they would use in the streets. So I think in the workplace that they would use. And so I don't think that's why she doesn't see the difference. And I think, when I used to work at Delta Metals during my apprenticeship and things like that, that word, and it's probably perhaps a few other choice words that were used quite regularly on the shop floor. And therefore, that's how people understand that sort of language. So if you're talking about working class people, and I think there isn't a real issue. I don't see you'll see a huge dearth of complaints from the working people in the environment. Perhaps they might understand that a bit more and engage in politics a bit more as well.